Morning,
Good
Eric.
morning.
So I'll go ahead and get on camera. Great to see you. Happy Monday. Happy rainy Monday. I'm sure many of us are very tired today. That's okay. We all get tired sometimes. But I'm looking forward to today's class and this week. I shared in my LCM, which I know not everybody in this class is in, but believe it or not, this is our final class of, or our final week rather, of instruction. Next week is what we call blackout week. During the L&D phase, we have this the final week of each mod, and it's when we go over the final exam, and we take our final exam, and there really is no new instruction. We're not going to be teaching you new concepts during that week. It's just designed to prepare for your final and get ready for that. So I'll share more about the final tomorrow. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about that today. Today we're going to be talking about Google Sites and how to build that. And we're going to go ahead. Yeah, it sounds scarier than it is, Alan. I promise it's not scary. It sounds like a movie or something. Blackout week. Ooh. So it's not scary. I promise. We're going to have a good time doing our final. Don't worry about it. You're all doing very well in this class. No, it's not a week off. It's just there is no instruction that week. It's just preparing for the final and taking the final. Before we jump into all that, though, Raphael, are you here?
Yes, I am. Give me 1 second. I'm having issues with my camera.
Oh, it happens to all of us. Don't worry about it. Give you a second to get yourself sorted.
All right. Yeah, I was messing with my wires yesterday. I was moving my room around, and I think
It's all right.
Plugged in.
It's okay, Raphael. If you just want, you don't have to be on camera if you can't right now. Why don't we just go ahead and get started? Is that okay?
Sure. Why not?
All right, cool. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself, Raphael?
Raphael. I was born and raised in Jamaica, Queens.
Cool.
Whole life I've been here, kinda. Moved to Alabama for like 4 years. That was a trip.
I bet so.
Yeah. Other than that, I like video games, long walks on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Really big into Pokemon cards recently. Really
Into
fun hobby.
Into Pokemon cards?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, really fun hobby. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Other than that, that's really all.
Awesome. So now I want to follow up because, what's the best Pokemon card you have? Because that's the question you have to ask, right?
Oh yeah, the other couple weeks ago, I pulled a Charizard card. It's worth like $400.
Whoa. All
Yeah.
right.
So that's currently the best one I have.
That's cool. Do you play Pokemon Go?
I do not. I used to when it was like a big thing.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it's kind of like the same thing over and over again. I play Pokemon games though.
Do you? Okay, cool. Yeah, I find people who do the cards or like Pokemon Go is like not legit. But, Pokemon Go is for like the posers. Only the real Pokemon fans use the cards. Yeah, I remember when that was like really big like a few years back, and that little like area in front of the Apple Store on Fifth Avenue, like there was just hundreds of people just hanging out there collecting Pokemon. It was like really crazy. And I never played, it's not really my thing, but I remember like a really exciting Pokemon like showed up at one block over, and like people like ran down the street to go catch that Pokemon. I was like, this is crazy. This is like really wild. Like we're living in really crazy times. So
truly the best of times.
The best of times.
That was the closest to world peace we ever got.
You have a point. You have a point. That was like it brought people together of all different backgrounds. So you got a point. What's something? I'm sure there's lots of interesting things about you, Raphael. But what's one thing that's interesting about you?
Interesting about me. You don't really think about this type of things. I don't know. I can speak Spanish.
Oh, okay, very cool. That is interesting. Do you speak Spanish in your home?
Yeah, my grandma is primary to speak Spanish, so is my mom.
Okay, great. And where's your grandma from?
We are from Guatemala.
Oh, awesome. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right. I add you guys the spotlight. You look good. I'm gonna add
My hair
myself
looks
as
a mess.
no, it's good. You and I matched today. We're both wearing our white shirts. See?
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Awesome. And what is a question that you want to ask our group, Raphael?
That's one thing I did not think of. I actually had one in mind
Hmm.
when like you first like announced that we're doing this, and then I just forgot it. First, what is one thing you wish you kept doing from your childhood?
Wow, that's a really profound question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in the chat box, what is one thing that you wish you kept doing from your childhood? Raphael, what would be your answer to that?
You know, could, kind of probably could have guessed it. Pokemon cards, and then I am collecting Pokemon cards again.
Hmm.
Other than that, I don't know. Drawing, I used to be good at drawing, then I just stopped.
Okay, okay. So you wish you would have kept doing Pokemon cards. Maybe you would have been had more valuable ones at this point.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I hear you. And drawing for sure. It seems like drawing is a popular one in the chat box. I think that's like a very common one. People start drawing at a certain age and they kind of get pretty good at it. But then they just think, oh, I can't keep doing this, and they stop. They're like, oh, geez, I wish I would have kept on drawing. In the chat box, we see martial arts, graffiti, baseball, taekwondo, drawing, basketball, drawing. I wish I could go to the park every day and play basketball, football, playing the guitar and drawing, not paying bills, video games, basketball, soccer, swimming, basketball, and video games, and reading, drawing, designing. Yeah, it's really interesting that we all have these things that like we do as children, and then for whatever reason we just stop, and then we you know for those of you who are kind of writing, paying bills and stuff like that, I think what he's asking is like, or something you did as a child that you wish you kept up with, like you wish you still did. Not saying what do you miss about not like being a child. I obviously I wish I didn't have to pay bills anymore either, but that's I don't think that's what he's asking. So thank you, Raphael, for the question. Thank you for being today's assistant instructor. Thank you for coming on camera. Grateful to have you in class and sharing that thought provoking question. And for
Mhm.
me, I used to play the bass guitar, and I played it for probably 2 or 3 years. I took lessons, really enjoyed that. But probably by the time I was, I don't know, 14 or so, 15, I quit playing. And I kind of wish I kept playing it because I would have loved to like be in a band right now and like have friends to jam with and play with. You're right; it is never too late. I always could pick it back up. The keyboard that I want to learn how to play the keyboard now. That's my new thing that I want to learn, because the bass, it's you know kind of hard to play by yourself, but the keyboard, the guitar, there's some instruments you can just play alone. Aren't you still 22, Eric? I have no idea what to say to that, Amir, but no, I have not been 22 since a long time. I was going to try to do math the year I turned 22, but I couldn't think of it right now. 2009, I was 22. So that was a long time ago for some of you young folks in here. Um, yeah, I know I'm old. All right. So thank you again, Raphael. You can go ahead and go on mute. So some of you guys already have seen this, some of you have not, but we are going to be working on our Google Sites today and into tomorrow as well. A Google Site, in short, is a virtual resume. What it's designed to do, you'll be starting with me in Intro to Computers, and you'll be finishing it up with Vanessa or Kara in business communications. But what this is an opportunity for people to see your skill set, for you to show like your abilities and your willingness to learn in the L&D phase. And this will be seen by us as staff, could potentially be seen by corporate partners. So I'm going to give you guys an example of a really good one. I mean, granted, this one's finished. If you guys want to go off camera for this, you can. But this is Brandon Pride. Brandon was in class 28. He was in the IT track, and he created this really nice looking Google site about his profile and kind of who he is. So just if you don't mind raising your digital hand, and just at very first glance, like if you're like a hiring manager and you get this link to Brand's profile, what's one thing you notice that really draws your eye right away? Yes, Sikander.
The background behind this is me. I don't know. It just gives me that cyber IT vibe.
I'm so glad you brought that up. For sure, it's very much on brand, right? If Brandon would have chose to put, I don't know, a beach or a mountain range, it would have been like, well, what's this guy? What's this guy's angle here? But yeah, the background gives a very much an IT cybersecurity vibe. It shows that he's interested in that field. Excellent observation, Sikander. Maria.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of the same thing. Like it gives me about the background. It gives me like a type of cyber security kind of guy, like IT
Mhm.
person. And also his picture. Most people when you go into a website, that happens a lot of websites, it's they don't really show their picture in the first page. It's mostly like what he does or what he knows of, like what's his career, what's his track, what he
Mhm.
works on. Most people don't really like show their picture because I don't know, I feel like they think it's not really that important. It's more important to show the person what you know or what you can do so that they can be more interested in that.
Right.
But yeah, like that he showed the picture in there.
Hmm. Yeah, he has a professional photo. He's dressed very nicely. He's behind a professional backdrop. He's not like in his bedroom with a poster on the wall. Yeah, excellent point, Maria. And also, yeah, the what Sikander brought up earlier, the graphic up top, it makes sense for what his interest is. Great, Megan.
Yeah, I like how he up top put the, I guess it's linking what he
Hmm.
has done, like his resume, his interests, certificates earned, all of that. It just makes it easier for people to manage through this and to see like what he has available.
Yes. It's very, very easy to look at. If I'm a hiring manager and I want to see, oh, projects of merit, I can click on it. I don't know if you can see the drop down or not, but drops down to different things that he's done, his interest, his resume, about year up. Um, very, very easy, user experience. Excellent. Let's go to Jason.
The first thing that I noticed was the PM IT skills.
Hmm.
If I'm a hiring manager and I'm hiring for IT, that would be the first thing I click on rather than the intro. I'd want to see what skills he has. And
Hmm.
then if it has the skills I am looking for as a hiring manager, then I probably want to contact them about it with their resume.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing that he did, which was very smart, is he put that as the very first thing, right? Like his PM IT skills aren't all the way to the far right. It's like your eye is naturally drawn to that in the center of the page, which was, I'm sure, intentional as he developed this. Let's go to Izzy.
Um, I want to go back on camera. Am I allowed to ask a question?
Sure.
So during the Monday morning kickoff, I remember Davian said something about Delta about having a speaker that's in the IT field that
Mhm.
it does not have any college experience. I noticed that in the top left, top right actually, with all the skills that he have, there's nothing about a college degree. Do you know that if he graduated from college or not?
To my knowledge, Brandon, to be totally transparent with you, Izzy, I never met Brandon. He graduated before I joined the program. But to
Mhm.
my understanding, he did not go to college. Certificates earned. Yeah, he hasn't updated this part of it yet. Have a look at his resume, his LinkedIn. I need access. To answer your question, I don't think he took that route. When I met him one time, I never actually had him in class, but he was working a retail job and then did year up.
Mhm.
To my understanding, he did not go to college. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Khadija.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that when the part of, in his bio area, that he like capitalized his name. So like anybody who's probably reading his resume would remember his name and it would probably make him stand out. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty smart to do to highlight certain things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So if you notice, it says his name right here. Then the top left is also his name. So it's very clear. Like this is what he's trying to position himself as somebody who's available and wants to put his best foot forward. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit here as well, so you can see more of what he wrote about himself. Maria, was that a hand from earlier? Did you want to add something? Maria, are you there? Is your hand up?
Yes. No.
Oh, yeah, your hand's still up. You gotta put your hand
Oh,
down when you're done.
sorry.
It's all right. Megan, is your hand from earlier as well?
Oh, sorry, that was from before.
No problem. We spent a little bit of time talking about his photo. Someone want to raise their virtual hand and tell us why this is an appropriate work photo? Brandon?
Yeah, it's appropriate because it's like following business casual, and it's clear lighting,
Mhm.
and yeah, he just looks presentable in it. So I think it's good.
Agreed. Clear lighting, business casual. It's not like a pixelated photo. It's not a selfie. Someone else obviously took this photo. Excellent observation, Jason.
He has a professional background. It looks like he's actually going to a job right now. Real interview. Yeah.
Exactly. He's not, wearing a hoodie and standing in front of you know, his kitchen drawers or something like that. Like he's in front of looks like an office building. Yep. Is he?
I noticed that his clothing is cat hair free, no hair on it, no
Yeah.
lint. And make sure that there's like no excessive thing that probably will detract people.
Right. Yeah. Very good point. Is he? And you can tell his shirt is pressed, like he ironed it or he took it to the laundromat. Even his undershirt is pressed. And a couple other things. I mean, he's very clearly like has a little bit of facial hair, but he clearly shaved that day, right? Also, the hair on top of his head as well. It's putting his best foot forward. That's all. I'll just leave it at that. You can clearly tell he took a little bit of time to choose this photo and upload this photo. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to start off very simple. All you're going to be doing is really working on this first page. All this other stuff up here, we don't have to worry about today. But we're going to be working on putting a professional photo of yourself and then doing a little bit of a bio about yourself. Davian, did you want to add something to this conversation?
Yeah, I had a question.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, we did something similar to this prior to the orientation. Are we allowed to just update that one?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Absolutely. Was it a Google site, Davian, or was it something different? It's a Google site?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Perfect. Yeah, so we can go ahead and just update that. If you already have the basic framework, then you're already ahead of the curve. But really what we want to focus on during this time is making sure we have our photo. I think it was Sikander who made the comment, like his banner up here, it makes sense for what he's pursuing to do, cybersecurity, and that he has, a helpful bio in here about himself. So let's do this. There's gonna be a really lucky person here that we're gonna help build the bio for. And who do you think it should be? Anybody want to volunteer themselves and say make a bio about me while I get my Word document up here?
I volunteer as tribute. I'm volunteering myself.
Okay.
I need the help.
You need help. All right, that's fine. That's okay. So let's do this, Tyrell. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to have a blank Word document. And I want you to really, as much as possible, Tyrell, like imagine you and I are on a job interview. And I say to you, all right, Tyrell, well, it's great to meet you. Tell me a little bit about yourself, sir.
Oh, thanks for having me. I have a rich background in agriculture as well as managerial positions in various companies. What else is there? Helping to raise children and young cousins has taught me time management and responsibilities at a young age that I can bring to any company that I work for. What else is there? Although I didn't finish college, I learned valuable skills in college, such as, wow. Talking about yourself is really hard sometimes.
I know. You volunteer as tribute. This is the Hunger Games.
It's fine. I'll
You're doing
make
great.
it work.
You're doing great.
I'm looking at the list. I'm sorry.
You're good. And as you think about it, what are things that you learned in Europe so far as well? Like imagine this is like part of your Europe education.
I've learned how to be a leader. I've learned how to follow and how to listen to people so that I can help them better.
Great.
That's good enough.
That's good enough. That is some good fodder to go ahead and make your bio. Now, is there somebody else who wants to volunteer as tribute that could help us sum up Tyrell Little's skills in, let's say, 3 to 4 sentences that he could put on his bio for his Google site. Anybody feeling a little bit ambitious today? Alan, the floor is yours.
Hello, this is Alan. So looking at what he has, I would put that he has, now this might be a bit of a stretch, but putting that he has some understanding of project management. So he is well versed in various forms of work. A team lead and a teammate all in one.
Yep. If we want to get fancy, we can say I am a player coach. There you go.
That's cool too.
So I lead and I play.
Let's see. I'm looking at the last couple of things. I'm gonna say knows when to work and when to listen.
Okay. All right, Tyrell. Excellent, Alan. Thank you so much for helping me build this out. Let's go ahead and make it happen. So my name is Tyrell Little. I'm an IT help desk student at Year Up.
Participant. They made us make sure to say
yes, you're right.
participant.
Actually, I'm the one who said that. So thank you for that catch. Appreciate that feedback. Just at Year Up. I have a strong background in childcare, agriculture, and leading teams in various companies. In my experience, I have learned the ability, let me go backwards. In my experience, I have learned how to work on a team as both player and coach, often seen as a go-to person in leading projects and tasks. I welcome the opportunity to join a growing company as a valuable member of its tech team. There's your 3 sentences. So when someone says, so Tyrell, tell me about yourself. My name is Tyrell Little. I'm an IT help desk participant at Year Up. I have a strong background in childcare, agriculture, and leading teams in various companies. In my experience, I have learned how to work on a team as both player and coach, often seen as a go-to person in leading projects and tasks. I welcome the opportunity to join a growing team as a valuable member of its tech team. Not bad. So I mean, that's a start. Some feedback I might give myself and give our group is, if you're going to want to save some space, make it more streamlined, the childcare and agriculture, probably doesn't need to be said because it's not the nature of the work you're currently doing. That could be like a story you could tell down the road if you're in an interview and they ask, well, tell me about a time that you were responsible for something valuable. Well, what's more valuable than a human life, right? You say, well, I was working in a childcare facility and I was responsible for this many children. Well, that's a lot of responsibility. So that's super helpful to know. So if I'm working on, Tyrell's thing, I'm gonna go ahead and just share my screen, a new share. If I'm working on his page, all right, I'm going over here to my Google site. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. Sorry, a lot of clicking around here. Share screen, Google Sites. So according to David, you might already have this going for you, which is great. So suppose you have your site here. Copying and pasting. What am I doing here? Maybe I'm putting about me. Tyrell Little. Nice professional photo over here on the left. Now maybe we can up here change this as well. And then this is all we're working on today. All right, you're making sure you have that professional photo like we saw Brandon have. We're making sure we have a short bio about me, and you have some sort of. And if you want, change the image up here to a different background, you can do that. There's some options that they have for you. Like here's one that, here's like a typewriter. You could use something like that if you wanted to. I mean, I would recommend the one Brandon has. I think that was a little bit more helpful. But this is how you do it. And what I'm going to do here in a moment is I'm going to break you guys out. If there's anybody who feels like, oh, I'm pretty good at building websites, I've already done it. I mean, Google Sites is extremely intuitive. I mean, over here is everything, just kind of grab and place it. But if you want to be a room lead, you can let me know that, and I can make sure to put you in a room where you can be a lead. But we'll spend some time working on this together, and at least get started on this. So I see a few hands. I think I saw Audrey's first. Audrey, what was your question or comment?
Sorry, it's just I'm lost. How did you get to that site? Like
No problem. It's totally fine. So if you just go to your search bar, Google Sites. Here you go. Sign in. You need to have a Google account already. And what you want to do, I'm glad you brought this up. I did skip this step. Is you want to click Portfolio, the very first one you'll see here. You click on Portfolio. Loading, loading, loading. And then here you go. And it gives you a pre-made, template. The nice thing about this this format of Google Sites is very intuitive, very easy to do. So like if you want to delete something, gone. Delete something, gone. Delete that, change it, whatever you want, you can do that. There's also a video that I posted on Schoology that is about 15 minutes long and explains in like more vivid detail how to do all these things. If building a website is really foreign to you and you're like, gosh, I don't even know where to start. That's a good place to start. And then also we'll have room leads here in a couple minutes. If you feel like I'm pretty proficient in this and I'm happy to help those who kind of struggle, we can do that as well. But that's how we get there, Audrey. So just Google Sites, pop it up, and then hit Portfolio and start from there. I think I saw Izzy was the next hand.
Yeah, with Brandon's Google Sites, I saw that in his title it said "This is me." Don't know if that type of title is acceptable, because I feel like that title is kind of broad and not too interesting to catch someone's attention.
Yeah. Let me pull it back up so we're all looking at it together. Yeah, he put "This is me." That's fine. I mean, if you want to do that, if you want to just put your name, you can just use your creative discretion of what you think is best on that section. Yeah. I mean, I personally would probably just put my name, just put, Eric Hoke. But if you want to put "This is me" or "My portfolio" or "About me," whatever you prefer. Yep, you can be creative there. Good question. Jason? Oh, Jason's hands down.
I do that and then I turn on my mic and camera, so I don't forget to take my hand down. I want to know, are you going to give us feedback for this? Because it would probably be really appreciated if you gave us professional feedback on these.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, I'm glad to bring this up, is your first draft of your portfolio is actually due tomorrow night. And then I'll spend Wednesday giving you feedback, and then your second draft is due Thursday night. Yep.
Okay, because most of us, I'm sure, are probably just going to submit what we have already, so you can give us feedback of how to edit it. Because we did have to do this during the, most of us had to do this during the pre-orientation phase. So I was asking you to give us feedback on what we have.
Yeah, what I would really emphasize you to do, if you've already have the basics of it done, is really focus on what Brandon did here. Like, what are you learning? What skills are you gaining in program? I mean, granted, it's still mod 1. You still have more to go, but I would really put a lot of emphasis on what are you learning so far in program and making that the centerpiece of your bio. So yeah, good point. Khadija?
Yeah, I just had a question about the templates. Do we have to use a specific one or just any kind?
I would advise you using the portfolio one because that's the most, native to doing what we're doing here. So I would recommend the portfolio one.
Thanks.
Davian?
Yeah, my apologies if you said this already, but is this within like Schoology for us to check out?
Oh yeah, Brandon's actual one. Yes, it is. I'm glad you bring that up. I'm actually gonna stop sharing just so I can tell you guys where it is. But if you go to my class, go to Unit 5, Portfolio on Google Sites, hit the red tab that says Resources, and they'll link you to Brandon's site. I'll also, if it's helpful for everybody here, I'll copy and paste it into the chat. Sabrina?
Hi, Eric. Sorry if you answered this already. We can pick other themes besides the one you showed for Brandon, correct?
Yes, you're welcome to pick other themes if you'd like to. The biggest thing, like we talked about with Brandon's portfolio, is that it's professional, it makes sense, it's well written, there's no typos, and you're really highlighting what you've done so far in program. But yeah, if you find a different template that you prefer, that's fine too.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions on your portfolio? Looks like some of you guys are already getting after it. So, all right. So why don't we do this? It's 11:03. Is there anybody in the room who feels like either like I know how to do this already and it's going to take me a very short amount of time and I'm willing to help other people? If so, you can just put your name in the chat box. And what I'm going to do is I'll create breakout rooms for those who feel like they want to help. And then for those of you who feel like, you know what, I'm good. I can do it on my own. That's fine too. You don't have to go into your breakout room. You can just stay in the main room and just work on it at your own pace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a 5-minute break. We'll come back at 11:08. I'll put Sikander, Davian, and Izzy as team leads. Anybody else who pops in the chat really quick. So if you're feeling like, gosh, I need some help on this, they're there to help you. If you feel like, no, I got this under control, you're welcome to stay in the main room and just get to working on it here. So thank you so much. And also Justin and Amir. Anybody, yeah, you don't have to be 500% fluent in it. I mean, if you know the basics, maybe you're better off than somebody else. Someone gave feedback in the previous class, which I thought was, in LCM, that was very helpful, which is everyone's at different points. Some of us can do this in our sleep and some of us are like, wait, what's the Google site again? I'm really confused. So let's take 5 minutes, use the bathroom, get a cup of water, and I'm going to make these breakout rooms with the team leads. And then if you want to join the breakout room in 5 minutes, you're welcome to. If you want to stay in the main room and work on your own, you can do that as well. I'll see you guys at 11:10, okay? Thanks.